Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I don't think of greed as exactly the problem on Wall Street. I think greed is sort of a professional obligation on Wall Street. I mean, not being greedy on Wall Street is like not wanting to be funny for a comedian. You just, if you're there, you got to want to make money. And the problem is when the greedy people are wrongly incentivized, so that instead of being incentivized to take really smart long-term risks, they're incentivized to take huge risks and if they work out, even in the short term, they get paid huge sums of money. And if they don't work out, it's not their problem. They can walk away from it. I think if the system of incentives was right, the greed wouldn't matter. The greed would be properly channeled. The greed is the fuel, and it just needs to be properly channeled. Now, so I think that the premise of your question is, if people were just better people, if people were less self-interested, this wouldn't have happened. That might be true. It's moot, because the kind of people who are going to end up on Wall Street are never going to be not self-interested. It's just not going to happen. So you just got to be very careful about the system, the incentives that control that greed. Having said all that, I don't want to contradict myself entirely, but I do. But it is one of the forces underpinning this debacle is the change in financial expectations of the people who are in Wall Street. It's a little different from greed, but it's what they consider to be a normal sum of money to make. And if everybody's operating with the assumption that the normal big payday is $1 million, they do behave one way. If they all operate with the assumption that the normal big payday is $100 million or even $1 billion, well, they behave another way. And the other way they behave is by taking a lot more risk, because the only way you generate those sums of money is by taking huge risks. So there was this thing that happened in the Wall Street mind over the last 25 years, where the level of financial expectations is a little different from greed. It's just sort of like the level of it. What are we supposed to make changed, and what we're going through right now is a radical downward readjustment.